You had someone fly from Florida to give you multiple vehicles.
Drop their 7 Cybertrucks off.
That was the big ticket. That was the one-day sale.
It's actually going to end up being $81K.
But didn't you close other deals that day too? So it was a 6-figure day?
Yeah, it was a 6-figure day. We're slammed. We're booked out till the beginning of July. We're telling people right now our next opening's after the 4th of July. So the things we did, we went really, really hard on content. So video content, Instagram content, like SEO, organic content. Drink the drink I drink. It's just incredible focus. And
Are you a little worried about what's in that energy drink you drink?
yeah, I'm terrified actually. I'm like, what the did I just drink? I read the ingredients.
What drink did you have?
Celsium?
A Celsium?
Of all the ones, I looked at like 3 of them, and that would seem to be the cleanest one. But
I didn't want to tell you this because we just got done filming, and I remember when I had my first Celsius drink, I had horrible stomach issues after that, and I found out that it was actually a thing going on with the Celsius brand.
Oh,
so I don't know if they solved it.
Yeah,
I didn't want
they solved it.
I hope they solved it.
Yeah.
You downed that drink, man.
I did. I didn't mean to.
But you're a really healthy person, so I feel that it probably affected you more because you have such a clean diet.
Yeah, I think so. I felt really, when we were sitting at Starbucks, I was like, "Oh, I'm stupid." I was like, "What did I do?"
So I wanted to actually ask you. I've been dying to ask you about the competition that you just did, the big super paintball competition, because you were working out crazy. Your diet was perfectly on point. I feel like this is a good transition point. How many people did you shoot at that paintball game?
Oh man, well, so it was like raining and flooding, so not as many people showed up as I think would normally would, but there was still a good 1,000 people there, so it's like 500 on each team. I shot, I mean, it had to be like 400 or 500 people. I shot the same people a lot.
So that particular game, it only happens once a year, the Super?
Well, so there's 4 of them, but I only go to the one in Oregon because it's close, and a bunch of my friends from the local field I play at, we all go. So there was like 40 of us there, and it was so crazy because all of us, we all play together all the time. So, we would go out on the field, and anytime, if there was a small group of us, even like 2 or 3 of us, we would literally move the field. We could push the enemy back. Like we could push the other team out of their bunkers and push them back. And we would gain a lot of ground because the whole objectives are there. Like there's a bunch of bases all over this giant paintball field, and the objective is to hold these bases. Well, anytime any of us would team up, we would go capture a base.
And I know you do this with your team, right? At your shop. How many guys do you have at OC Detailing?
There's 18 of us now.
18.
Yeah, there's 18 of us now.
Huge. That's huge for this industry.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things I've ever done is getting 18 people to do what I want them to do in 5-minute increments. Like it's insane to me. You're like, I need everybody to do these things I need you to do.
How many of those guys will go shoot paintball, shoot guns with you?
I've had a couple of them go, but Anthony went to Super Game with me. He goes every year. So he's the guy that I started playing paintball with back in 2017, and we went every Saturday pretty religiously. But then he kind of fell out of it. He only goes to Super Game now. He doesn't play any other time during the year because he got really into like camping and fishing. So he would rather use his weekend time for that, where I live to play paintball. Like I count down the days. Like I have it on my calendar.
Those really special paint guns you had, the like one-offs. I think you had one crazy. Well, I'm sure our viewers are wondering why we're talking about this, but
yeah,
I think I found a way. You mentioned you were joking about this a couple days ago, but I think I found a way to decide if we really are going to have a paintball match after our master class.
Yeah,
it's going to be in June. It's whoever puts it in the comment section.
Yeah, well,
if we see it pop up in the comment section, we kind of have to have a paintball competition with everyone who shows up. They got to do it.
It would be a fun team building thing, right?
I'm on your team though. I'm not going to go against you. I've seen you're like a trained sniper. Dude, you could probably win competition. You've won competitions.
I've won competitions. I've played competitive paintball with teams quite a few times. We usually win. We've lost ones, but I've won a lot of 3-man tournaments and one-on-one. I've killed, massacred people. But if we were to do this, I would make it completely fair. I would bring out all my electric guns for everybody, so you guys all could shoot 20 balls a second, and I would play with a pump. So I would have to go, pow. It would be like a day at work. I would do this a bunch and shoot at people.
ABS on the paint field.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God. If you guys haven't seen, oh my God, you'll know the sales training. Well, let's talk about this because, this is not our first sit down. This is not our first interview. Last time we did this, we were at your house. We had a great time. Mike was there and we were hanging out. We were talking about I think it was the conference, right? We were talking about you speaking at Automotive Mastery's conference.
We were. So we were talking about that, and you guys were asking me some questions about like my business growth and my path, and like how I ended up where I'm at, and the things that I've done and been through, and that led me to where I'm at, and the things that have worked really well for me.
That led you to having one of the largest shops in the United States, and absolutely one of the biggest shops on the West Coast for automotive film. I mean, man, I don't think people know this about you, but I've had conversations with some of the OGs of our industry, and they literally have said, if there's a Mount Rushmore, Joe's face would be one of the faces on our Mount Rushmore of the automotive film industry, the detailing industry. I mean, you've been deemed as an innovator, so it's something I'm super excited to bring to the workshop. I was super happy. I mean, first of all, you've always been so generous. You've always so been transparent, and I really appreciate that. I really value that in you. And you brought that to the stage in Alpha Mastery. That's when we had the conversation about doing this master class, or at that time it was like a workshop.
Yeah.
But now it's just turned into a master class. I think that's a much better way of describing it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's picking up pretty quickly here. What do you think? Where does your mind go when you think about the master class that we're putting on?
Well, I love helping people. I really do. I love seeing people succeed. I love seeing people grow. And I've never been shy. Like if somebody down the street from me, like a competitor, literally in my same market, called me and asked me for help, I would help them. And I have. Like it's not, I'm just saying that. There's been times where I literally drove to somebody else's shop because they were that close and helped them with a problem they were having. And I've had people call me and ask me about sales and marketing and things that work for me. And I'm an open book because there's enough cars around for all of us, right? And like my philosophy is, if all of us are on the same page, even in my direct market, if all of us are, basically we're doing the same kind of quality, we're basically putting out the same type of customer service, then that's great because the customer just gets to pick which shop they feel comfortable with and which shop they want to go to. And if that's your shop or someone else's shop or my shop, I do the things that I do, you do the things you do. And it's great for all of us. And it really makes, it sets a bar and makes everyone stand out from the shops that aren't doing those things, right?
But why? The question I'll pose to you is, why are you like that? And to give some context to the story here, California was known for this gatekeeping state, this big state with a lot of shops, with mecca of car culture in LA. Everybody, I mean, this was before my time. You've been in the industry for 8 years now?
Oh, well, more than that. Since OC Detailing has been open since 2013. I've been doing that since 2008.
Oh, wow. Okay, so OC Detailing is what's been 7-8 years.
2013. So we're 11 years in September.
Crap. Okay, so, well, what made you decide that you're just going to be transparent? What made you decide that you are going to help your competitor down the street like you just talked about? Why didn't you gatekeep like everybody else in California?
Well, so I'm a people pleaser, and I love people, and I love interacting with people, and I like it makes me feel good, right? Like I get something out of that. So if I help someone, I'm doing it because I want to, and I get something from that. Like I feel the dopamine hit or whatever you want to call it. So it's been really cool for me to be able to do that. And I love when I get to go through sales and stuff with somebody, and then they tell me the next day that they crushed a sale. Like, I'm hearing that. Yeah. It's so great. And I was doing this even back before I had my own business. When I was working somewhere else, I was doing sales classes with people because I saw that people didn't know how to sell. Like there were these guys that were really great detailers and they couldn't sell anything, and they would wonder why they had trouble. And I'm like, look, I didn't know how to detail. I knew how to sell. Like I was a sales guy. I had a background of doing like door-to-door sales, and like I learned how to do impulse sales, and I learned how to read people, and I kind of had a knack for it.
I didn't see you did door-to-door. What were you selling door-to-door?
Oh man, like books and toys. Like this is before Amazon. So back in like 2004, a lot of my friends would work at like Denny's or IHOP, and we were like in school, and I would
love to see you sell books door-to-door. I think that would be, in 2024, let's go sell books at door-to-door.
I would do it with you, and I'm such a savage, man. Like I'll see a car in the parking lot and point at their tire and be like, it's low, it's low, it's low. And they'll stop and be like, my tire? And I'll handle the book and be like, no, the price on this.
Oh my God. You did not. You did that? Yeah.
The first car wash job I had was in a car wash in Walnut Creek, and someone would come up and they're like, it was right next to a retirement community, so we had old people always asking us to put air in their tires. And I'm like, oh, I think I found the problem. All the dirt on the car is weighing it down, so we need to detail the car and the pressure will come back.
Oh my God.
So this is a natural, fun
selling ice to Eskimos, huh?
Well, it's fun to do it that way and to be indifferent about it, just not care about the results.
Have fun, not care about the outcome. I think that's the one of the secrets of super achievers.
Well, it's paid dividends for me. Like I can't tell you how many times I've tried to talk someone out of doing something, and I did it for the right reasons. I wasn't doing it because it's a sales tack, and I did it from the bottom of my heart. I believe someone did not need this service, and then they end up doing it that way anyway. Do you know how great you feel about that? Because you're like, I did the right thing. I told them they don't need this. I suggested they do something else, and they're like, no. I made my mind up. I'm going to do it anyways. And it's cool because then they do a big service with you. It's profitable. It's fun. And you feel great with that customer. At no time during that interaction does the customer feel screwed or feel slighted or feel like you got over on them. And no time going forward, if you do all the services and you make sure you take care of them going forward the same way you took care of them when they came in, will they ever have anything but great things to say about you? And it's the most powerful marketing I've ever been able to do. You couple that with like the SEO marketing and the website and like the video marketing and like the cool content, just having fun with your guys at the shop and the stuff that makes it feel very personable for a customer to walk in, and you get this just massive force that makes it so much easier to do sales. Today I was talking to some of my friends that literally had no cars in their shop this week.
I know.
I felt
it's so tough. It's a tough start to the year. I mean,
really
we're in the second quarter already. It's flying by.
It is. It really is. And like, they're asking me how I'm doing, and we're blessed. Like, and I know why our shop's doing well, right?
You're slammed.
We're slammed. We're booked out till the beginning of July, right? So it's like, and we're booked solid till the beginning of July.
It's just for context. It's May. It's still May. Yeah. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. So we're telling we're telling people right now our next openings after the 4th of July. So it's like that's when you can get in our shop. And my buddy's telling me that he doesn't have anybody in his shop today, but it's because the market's really hard right now. Like, so I felt it at the beginning of the year. We got to the point where we got down to a week.
I remember that.
And that's really hard. I even was telling you about it. I was like, man, it's a little bit weird. So the things we did to overcome that was we went really, really hard on content. So video content, Instagram content, like SEO organic content where people would see
I know. That was right after that conversation you were talking about with us.
Well, I tried you too.
I know. And honestly, did not work out. What he meant by trying this is we did Google advertising. But, you are a special case study. And I actually really want to talk about this because it's something that I think built a lot of perspective for business owners on every stage of their business. The guys who are just barely trying to get to 6 figures, guys who are doing $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year, or maybe at their 7-figure mark. And it's about building a brand. Like, you've built such a powerful brand that sometimes doing paid advertising, like Facebook advertising, Google advertising, which a lot of guys in year 1 or year 2 are living by, depending on. I'm not saying don't do that, guys. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you got to build a big ass brand, because something that just happened to you last week was you just had a dude fly from Florida. I really wanted to talk to you about this some more. You had someone fly from Florida to give you multiple vehicles. I'll let you tell the story. I'm not butchering it. Yeah. And then on top of that, today you told me that you had someone come from Arizona in a similar situation. But that's because you've doubled down on what was worked well for you. It's because you built the brand. So can you tell me, how in the world are you getting people to come from other states to go to your shop?
Our YouTube content, like we put out very informative. I've got Alex at the shop who's just amazing. Like, I'm a blessing that I found that guy. He was a customer in 2012, and then in 2017 he was like, "Can I work for you?" And I'm like, "Do you know how to install film?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're gonna do, but okay, we're gonna figure this out." It was a really great choice because Alex loves to make videos, right? And he's got all these great ideas, and I've got great ideas. And now it's not like I have an idea, and then I gotta hire a camera crew and have them come to my shop, and then I gotta do this. And by the time they get there, my idea's watered down, or I'm busy, or it's changed because it's a week later, right?
Yep.
It's on the spot. Alex, grab a camera. I got a mic. Come on, let's do this right now.
Man, when did this happen again? When did you get Alex?
2017.
2017. Man, I remember pulling teeth 2019, 2020, trying to get people to spend like $200, $300 on hiring a videographer to finally make good content for their website, or finally make good content for their advertisements. You talk about being ahead of the curve. Like, you had a on-staff videographer, technically in-house marketer.
Yeah,
as in-house marketer.
Oh, well, that was the whole thing. Is he was really good at SEO. He's really good at websites, and he was really good at making video content. And then I'm crazy, so I have all these ideas that like
way ahead of the curve, man.
Well,
2017, wow.
Well, it was great because by 2018 we had over 1 million views and like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube because we jumped on this, right? So it just led from there. So
That's cool.
and it's been one of the most powerful things I did. And I tell people all the time that if they would just, everyone's like, how do you do that? I'm like, look, just hire someone to answer the phone or respond to emails for you. It's going to free up some time for you, and then give that person a cell phone and have them make content for you.
Just make content, get comfortable in front of the camera.
Yeah, get comfortable talking in front of the camera, get comfortable with the person recording you. And the thing that I see discourage people is actually the people that do the one-off videos. They spend the $200 or $300 or whatever it costs nowadays to have someone come film a video.
Right.
They make this monstrous video. Someone spends a bunch of time editing. They look back and forth, and then they put the video out and 100 people watch it or 50 people watch it, and it just crushes them. They're like, I'm never doing that again.
I know.
I'm never doing that again.
Well, it's tough, right? Because they didn't spend enough time on it. And I mean, you had somebody on full staff, but it sounds like in that situation, they're just posting it organically. And posting one great video one time is never going to build a big brand. Like how many videos have you posted on YouTube?
Thousands. Like it's a lot. I don't know the exact number. I could look.
It's a bunch, right? I mean, do you remember how many views you have? How many subscribers?
Oh, I know we've got like 23K subscribers, and our views are like in the tens of millions.
Holy crap, tens of millions.
Yeah. It's high because, well, and you know, we've only had a handful of videos that got like 1 million views, but we've got a ton of videos that have 10,000 views.
I mean, the Cybertrucks have hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of views on our
I remember
Cybertruck
that.
stuff.
You were super excited about that.
Yeah, we crushed it on those, and that's what led to like the guy coming from Florida. So we had a guy walk into our shop. I thought he was just joking. I was like, there's no way. And he's like, hey, I want to talk to you about wrapping my Cybertruck, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, by the way, I have 7. And I was like, you have 7 Cybertrucks? And I'm like, okay. And he's like, can I bring them all at once? And I'm like, yes. Like, so I went through my whole sales process, sold him everything at the shop. And like the story turned out being is that one of these he actually has 8 Cybertrucks. The first one he had it delivered in.
Oh, he has 8 now?
He has 8. He hasn't seen 6 of them because they're coming to my shop on June 10th. They're still parked at Tesla. And then his 7th one just got delivered here, but he's going to bring it at the same time. But
so he got them delivered to Fremont.
He got them delivered here, even though he doesn't live here. They're going to Hawaii. Like they got. I'm assuming he has multiple houses.
It sounds like it. I mean, this guy can afford 8 Cybertrucks.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, okay. But the funny thing is,
I mean, he had to have some pull too. I mean, how do you get 8 Cybertrucks?
I'm assuming he's a Tesla VIP and owns a lot of shares, or he knows Elon personally or something. But
he probably just texted Elon real quick.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hey, Elon, I need 8 Cybertrucks. But well, it's funny because he had one Cybertruck wrapped in Florida, and he was so sad by the quality of the job. And he did his research and he found all our videos that were, and none of our videos took more than, an hour or 2 of filming and a couple hours of editing. Wow. And that's, Alex had those videos out. Like we would film them, edit them, and have them out the same day. And like he would just, bang it out. And like those videos, we tried to be as informative as possible. We showed what we do best, what we care about, the things that we really, really stand behind. Like, mission statement at OC Detail is we're going to do the best work possible while giving the best customer service possible. So that means, wrapping edges and, making sure a customer has an exceptional experience and making sure they get check-in photos and making sure that they get reminders for their appointments and
customer experience. That's, people don't even think about that. Guys, Automotive is back with another industry first. If you don't know by now, we're going to have a sales and marketing masterclass Friday, June 21st. Joe, what are we going to talk about in this masterclass?
Ray, we're going to talk about sales, marketing, overcoming objections, and how to get more leads. This is going to be things that are going to make your business grow, make your business more scalable, and give you an incredible sales process to make you stand out amongst your competition.
Space is limited. Click the link in the description to sign up.
How sad are you when someone sucks at sales and they try to sell you something?
Oh, I know, man. But it also works on the other side for us too. If this is a really good salesman, I'm a sucker. I'm going to buy. I'm going to sign up for 100%. Something. I'm going to sign up for something. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's really is a turn off when there's a sad sales process or there's no sales process or, you just don't even feel like they care. Like you're going to spend $5,000, $10,000 with the shop and they don't even ask you why you're doing it. It sounds silly, right? Or is it your first time getting this done? Those things do wonders in the sales world and the customer's experience as a whole. Like, that's why you got guys shipping you 7 Cybertrucks coming from Arizona. It just blows my mind. I want to talk more about how our marketing activity failed. You know, I really want to talk more.
Well, you suck. I'm just kidding. Clearly, you suck, Ray. This is your fault.
That's what it is.
That's what me and Alex decide. I'm just kidding. So, I told you the experience I had with it was like, so I'm used to these, our spoiled SEO leads that people have research OC detailing. They've seen our videos.
Exactly.
They've talked to other shops, and they already knew calling us that we were going to be more expensive. So now 100%. I get these leads that come from you. They don't even know what paint protection film is. So they call, and
exactly.
I changed my complete sales process to try to hone in and focus on these people and give them this, and I still slapped them over the head with our premium price for our premium service, and it was a hard pill for them to swallow.
It was huge. And I remember we talked about this before we even launched the campaigns. I shared with you, I was like, I've worked with big shops like yours before. We work with a handful of $5 million a year shops. I worked with, I've lost count of how many $2 million plus year shops. And it's a different animal when you have a matured brand. And there's very few people that I know in this industry that I can probably count on one hand that have a huge brand like yours that they can stretch as far enough to where people will send you vehicles from different states. When you build a big brand like that, people will bend over backwards, do jumping jacks, flip over to get work done by you. And you've proven that. You've built that brand. That is something that, again, I want to talk more about, because you can't pay Google. You can't build a 50-page website in a year. You can't go, you could, but spending all that money doesn't equal this big brand that people will spend more every single time with you for. You're above market average as well. So it's not only you're leading the market in terms of volume, but also you have the highest price point in your market too. It's an anomaly. There's very, very few people in this industry that can say that. But that only happens when you build a big brand, and it took years to do that, right?
It did, and we always came from the same place, right? Like, so the main focus for me is just to make sure the customers are happy, make sure the employees are happy, and so the pricing thing. People ask me all the time why I'm more expensive. I'm like, well, it's pretty simple. I've got guys that have been with me for 10 years that ask for a raise every year, and I want them to stay here to deliver the quality that I know you want, that OC Detailing is known for. So, I have to give them raises, and and then my prices have to go up to compensate them for the raises.
There it is.
But you get exceptional service, and you get exceptional work, and you get exceptional follow-up. Because how many times have you had that perfect sales guy, and then the follow-up, like you had a question a week later, and they didn't answer the phone, or they didn't communicate with you. It rubs you the wrong way. I hate it, because I know how I treat my customers. I had a guy come in today. We tinted his window back in 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he tinted his windows in 2017. He came in, back window on his car, bubbling around the defrost lines, and didn't have his warranty card. I remembered him. I remember the guy, and he looked familiar.
7 years ago?
Yeah, and he had a white Tesla. I was like, yeah, he looks familiar. And I was like, I think I remember you. So it was like I reach out, the 3M. They were great. They helped me with the warranty stuff, but nonetheless, no questions asked. That guy comes in, and I just say, okay, let's just fix it here. We're gonna do it right now too. I don't care if you didn't have an appointment. You came to show me this. Now you're my priority, right? Because when you came to my shop, I promised you that I would give you exceptional service, exceptional quality work, and an exceptional product. The product failed. This is not my fault. Now I'm going to live up on my end of everything else so that I was good to my word, and I mean that. And sometimes this sucks, right? We were very busy today. I had so many other things I'd rather do than scrape failed tint off the back window of a car.
Oh my God. You were scraping tint?
No, I wasn't. Justice did it, but...
Okay, I was going to say, what are you doing, Joe?
I do it sometimes.
You got 18 guys. Have one of them scrape tint.
Yeah, right. I've done it before. You see my knuckles literally are all burned from pulling.
I heard you love washing windows.
I hate washing windows.
I'm just messing with you.
It's the worst. It's the worst. That's how OC Detailing started. Because I hated cleaning windows, and I hired one person, and all this happened.
So let me ask you this: when do you think the YouTube channel and focus on your website, focus on your SEO strategy, when did that really start kicking in? Because before you answer, there's a huge misunderstanding out there when it comes to creating content, building a YouTube channel, building your website. people have this notion that it's supposed to work in a couple of months. And what you did was you took the long route. You said, I'm going to build this unshakable foundation. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but to my eyes, you tell me, to my eyes, you said, I'm going to build this unshakable foundation. I'm going to build this big brand. I'm going to lead in with value first, and I'm going to see where we end up.
I wish I was that cool and had that much foresight. All I saw was take care of the customers that are here and then do the best job I can to get more to come in.
I love that. I love the honesty.
Yeah, well, no, so like hanging out with you, Ray, it's envious. You're so methodical the way you think about stuff and plan things out. I'm not like that, man. I am seat of my pants. Like, okay, I have a goal. It's like 5 years out. My road doesn't, I have no idea how that road gets there. I just this is going to happen. We're going to end up over here one of these days. And that's how we're going to get
That's
there.
okay. That's why we're a good team.
Yeah. Well, it goes hand in hand with just my whole life, right? But that's also why it's great that I have balance in my life with Alex, who's very methodical and planning stuff out. I can tell Alex my rambled off vision for what we should be doing. And he's like, okay, here's how we're going to execute it. We're going to make YouTube videos. We're going to market them.
Like we were talking about, a little bit about building a big brand and how important it is. And again, you are like the shining example of why it's important to focus on building a brand. And if someone is a little confused on what it really means to build a big brand, like this is it. You'll have people that will spend more with you. You'll have more clients that you know what to do with. You'll have that problem of the day's ending. You're like, oh my God, I have to call 5 more people because I have more. Like, how good would that feel if you had a great problem in your business where you had too many sales? Like, it's amazing. Like, every day the day ends and you're like, damn it, I still have to send out more quotes.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great problem. I know you've had that problem. But building a brand doesn't happen overnight. And I have a lot of people that come to me. They want to talk business. They want to talk about growing. And I shared an example with you today, someone that was coming out of Texas. And the common misconception is, I got to focus on this one thing. I just need to do Facebook advertising. I just need to do Google advertising. It's not always that black and white.
It isn't. You need to be, well, everything's changed. Everything's more evolved. Like, people's attention spans have lowered significantly. It's hard to get people, unless they're super interested, to read any excessive amount of content on your website. That's why videos are so powerful.
Oh,
you can deliver a really quick message in a short amount of time. Also, too, if you do engaging content, people will watch it. Like, I can see the stats on my YouTube videos. I can see that people watched them all the way through, or I can see that people clicked off all of them. And, me and Alex sit down and go through that. And we go, okay, this worked, this didn't work, this was better, this is good. So, for us, that data is so crucial to helping us engage with our customers, because I don't always get a ton of views on my videos, but if I look at where the views came from, they're my customers.
Oh, it's such a concentrated audience.
Yeah, because, it's the people that walk into my shop. Most of my customers that walk into my shop, they know everybody in the shop. They know their names. They've seen them on video. We put them on camera, right?
So at one point, did you notice that start to take off on YouTube? Was it 6 months in, a year in, 2 years?
No, it was 2 years in. So 2 years. It was almost 2 years in. So we started doing videos, and a lot of videos, I should say, in 2017 when Alex came in. And then it was like, I guess it would have been when the Model 3 came out. So the Model 3 came out, and we got
nice. Okay.
Yeah, so
nice.
So every Tesla that's ever came out, I got it first. I had it up until just recently. So when a Model S came out, I was in Orinda and I was working for somebody else, and I was only posted on forums. I wasn't even doing videos, and I documented me detailing this car. And I remember I came to work the next day, and I had hundreds of emails from all over the country of people who had bought Teslas, wow. And they were like, can you help me fix this car? And it started this whole ball rolling with me, right? And the next thing I know, I'm working on 10 Teslas, 20 Teslas, 100 Teslas.
So the Model 3 is what pushed the pendulum.
Well, this is for YouTube, right? So the Model S, I already had, so the Model S was in 2012, and then the Model X came out. I had one before even the guys at Tesla had seen one. Someone had to give me Signature Series number 3 or something, and I did another write-up on the Tesla forum for that. So I had this big following in the Tesla community already. So it was such an easy transition. When I got a Model 3, I didn't do a sales video. I did a review video. I just talked about the car. And that video got viewed over 1 million times. Just went insanely viral. And it started, it kind of started off my YouTube channel. I gathered a bunch of subscribers from there. And then it gave me a place where all of a sudden any Tesla videos I was putting out, they were getting watched a lot.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who goes and types in, Cybertruck PPF, You pop up right now.
Yeah, I have videos of every color of BB.
It was so funny. I mean, I forgot what we searched, but earlier today you said, I got to show you this video that I made. Oh, it's your Cybertruck. And you were just like, oh, it's just easier if I just search it in Google.
Yeah.
And boom, you popped up number one. I was like, that is just so cool. But what's fascinating to me is you stayed disciplined and you focused on it for 2 years. That means you went like 300 plus days, 12 months plus, and we're just like, let's just keep doing it. Oh, let's just keep doing it. Let's just keep doing it. You know that there's going to be people who watch this video that say SEO is a scam. I tried it for 6 months. It didn't work. YouTube channel, I'm too late. It's oversaturated. I tried it for 6 months. I tried it for a year. It didn't work. I really bundle up building your YouTube channel and
YouTube is more relevant for SEO than anything.
Right? And it goes hand in hand. But I bundle those together because it takes time to grow those. But people they'll try it for a month, they'll try it for 2 months, 6 months is generous.
Yeah.
And they just throw it in the trash. So what do you have to say to those people who say SEO is a scam? I seen that in one of the Facebook groups.
Well, it's consistency, right? Like, so it's just like anything else. So if you're going to have a commitment to, I want to grow my brand, that makes your brand really, really powerful sales tool, you need to be committed to doing this. Even if only 20 or 30 people are watching your videos, those 20 or 30 people might be a customer that comes into your shop, right? And like, you can't take any one customer for granted. I see it all the time. I see people, it was you posted. You're like, well, what do you tell the customer that says I can do it somewhere cheaper? And like 9,000 comments. Like, tell them to go there.
I knew that was going to be a big question.
Guy. You're like, why? He wants to give you money. Like, you don't say that to somebody who wants to give you money.
I was shocked. No, it was incredibly insightful, and I made that post because I was, we're preparing for our masterclass. And I know we're going to talk a lot about what we're talking about now in that masterclass, but you and the way that you and I build our businesses, the way that we've done everything is we always deliver value first. Like, you'll spend 10 times more time on the phone with the customer than most people would even dream of. Nowadays, you don't have to because it goes back to that big brand you've built. But my point being, it's something that we're going to talk about, and I'm just so excited for it.
Well, I'm super stoked too because, like I said, it's a wonky market right now.
It's a lot of guys are getting crushed. Well, they're getting absolutely, and it sucks. It really does. It's, I think, I've been in the industry, I would say heavily since 2020, maybe tail end of 2020.
Yeah.
And the way that I decided to focus on the automotive film industry was I let the numbers tell us what to do. I'm a numbers guy. And at that time, my agency was just a California agency. I couldn't drive as far as I couldn't set up shops as far as I could drive. But we were advertising for detailers, for, ceramic coating was a big thing, window tint, car audio shows.
Wait, were you one of the guys that would say, hey, you want me to get you 30 ceramic coating leads?
Oh, God, no. Oh, man, come on. No, I was the guy that said, hey, let me show you a live campaign. We'll talk sales ROI. I'll show you. I'll even show you the keywords that we target. But, it's just I led in with transparency, and I had nothing to hide because I believed if I truly solved problems and delivered a huge amount of value, we were going to grow. And guess what? Now we're nationwide, No one spends more on this industry than my agency. Well, I should say manages more ad spend than we manage. But when we were looking at those services we advertised, paint protection film was the one thing that I said, that makes sense. And it was after talking to Mike. After we started talking to Mike, he was the one that kind of pushed that domino and said, ceramic coating is in a bubble.
Yeah.
I called Mike a visionary. That man's a visionary. He called it years ago. Now you're seeing more installers for ceramic coating now than ever. Yeah. Now you're seeing people undercut the market with ceramic coating more than any other service that we have. And now you're also seeing more people advertise ceramic coating because there's so many installers and they're just wasting ad spend and driving up the cost for ceramic coating.
We were actually looking at this the other day because because of the coating we use is super exclusive. Like they don't really let anybody use it, and they're really stringent. And it's a great thing because I like that because then I don't have another installer next door to me. But we were just glancing because we were doing a promo video because we were switching to their latest and greatest. And we looked in a 15-mile radius of my shop, there was 97 ceramic coating installers.
No.
Yeah, there was 97, in a 15-mile radius.
Wait, how? On their locator on the website? Yeah. Oh, my God.
I was like, what? This is insane. So it was like, my number might be off a little bit, but it was 90-something, in a very close range.
I mean, you got to you got to remember when you advertise, you get a huge amount of data. Like there's very little things that we can't look at when there's pages of data, right? Now that's just for one advertisement. Imagine advertisements in every major market across the country. So that's what my team sees. And what you just said there, it just is mind blowing. It's exactly what we see. We just see people, I don't want to get too much on the ceramic coating market and just bully that because there's still a way. There's still a way.
You do it all the time.
Yeah. I mean,
I sell them all the time.
I mean, we're going to talk about this in the workshop, but that
Masterclass.
the masterclass. There you go. The masterclass.
Keep it straight here.
Thank you. But the way to get more, like ceramic coating is quickly becoming an upsell service. And we'll talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. And I want to have an open discussion with the class about it. But, all those years ago, we decided to focus on PPF because it just makes more sense. If you spend this much money on a car, it's your forever car. It's a dream car you've been waiting for.
Why not protect it?
Why wouldn't you protect it? And if you focus on PPF, guess what becomes an upsell? Ceramic coating window tint.
Yeah.
So now you got the big three, which you sell like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You probably there's some days where you sell hourly. Full bodies, isn't there?
Yeah.
I remember that one day you were what did you text me? Like last week sometime you were saying, was it the 70K?
I think I was just telling you about that. I normally don't.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about that?
So I normally wouldn't talk because it's like so common, but to have somebody come in your shop from Florida and tell you that they had a crappy job done in Florida, so they said screw it, they picked your shop out of everything else to come drop their 7 Cybertrucks off.
Yeah, that was the big ticket.
Yeah,
that was the 1 day sale.
Yeah, 1 day sale. It's like it's
how much was it in 1 day? You got to say it.
Okay, it's actually going to end up being 81K.
Oh
yeah,
God! But didn't you close other deals that day too?
Yeah.
So it was a 6-figure day.
Yeah, it was a 6-figure day. Like, and those are I take deposits, so they're going to show up. Everyone's confirmed. It's like,
oh my God! I don't know anybody. Honestly, I don't know anybody who's ever said I had a 6-figure day in this industry. So I'm super excited to see what we can put together. I mean, we already started putting stuff together. It's going to be a really good master class. Again, master class, not a workshop.
Masturbate class, yeah.
We're going to talk about ABS. We're going to talk about sales. We're going to talk about marketing.
Okay.
Your expensive, your customer acquisition costs, your very expensive customer acquisition costs. There's going to be a whole nother, like we're taking ABS training to another level. We're putting sales, we're putting marketing in there. But I'm just really looking forward to it because you know me, I love training. I love teaching. I love speaking. And I know you share a passion for that as well. So it's gonna come together. We have another month. You believe that? We have a month to keep preparing, and we already have as much information as we have now.
Well, I think it's gonna be awesome because it's like we're gonna get to help a lot of people. Like it'll be very impactful. Me and you are gonna get the calls after this is over and the text that this is working, this is working, this is working.
That's always,
and it'll go on for a while because that's what it's about. It's like let's help people grow their business, let's help people close sales, and let's help people set themselves apart from the other shops in the area.
Yeah, it is like we said, it is a very tough year. There's more competition now than ever. Let's
crush them.
The standard's risen, man. The standard's risen.
The bar's high.
You used to be able to do this one thing. You used to just be able to be an artist and great at your craft and just really have a really killer install. Those days are gone. I truly believe it. Those days are gone. You have to have a complete package now. There's other people who have great installs. There's a lot of great film out there, good film out there. So that is just not enough. Now you have to have that great customer service. You have to be known. Best known beats best product. Best known beats best product. And I know that's debatable, but let's talk about it in the masterclass.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying
I know. I'm not self-centered enough to think you're talking about me. Thank you, Ray.
Are you sure?
Yeah. This will be fun, man. It was like, I'm excited to hear this because I love talking in front of people too. I really do. And I've done it so many times that I'm a well-polished comedian at this time, and it can deliver a lot of very powerful information that's relevant to right now.
Yes, and new stuff, right?
Great. Yeah, of course.
I want to do one-on-one like audits and assessments. It's one thing to talk out loud, but it's also another thing to kind of have that one-on-one. You think
very important?
Do you think we can incorporate that a little bit?
We should. We have to. Like it shouldn't be part of this. I mean, even though we're doing the 1 day in-person class, I mean, there's going to be some follow-up and stuff with this where we should help people afterwards, right?
Yeah.
We should have a one-on-one audit with them. We should talk to them. Maybe we do it before the class, so we know.
Oh, okay.
Also, ideas, random.
No, let's talk about it. We've done that in the past. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, I want to make sure these guys are helped because, again, naturally, owning a marketing company, people come to me and want to talk about how to grow.
Yeah.
And it's happened more this year than in previous years where people come and they have that they hit the panic button.
Well,
and there's no light switch. I'm sorry, there's no light switch. There's other things that you have to fix to ramp things up.
Well, there's a reason I reached out to you. Like, I was my panic button. I was like, okay, maybe I should.
Dude, your panic button is like someone's best year. Okay? But even then, it was, I think that's so funny because, going back to it, it just didn't work out because you built such an amazing brand. And I remember talking to you. I was cautious. I was like, dude, I know this is how it's going to work out. I think this is going to happen. I kept calling. I was like, how's it going? Those guys still didn't. Another sticker shock, another sticker shock, another sticker shock. And I remember, I was talking to Alex. I'm like, Alex, I was like, make more videos.
Yeah.
And I know you guys were already thinking about doing that, but that was just a confirmation of double down on what's working.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not this new magical strategy. Double down on what's already been working for you. Stop getting distracted with all the shiny objects. And I'm not saying you were doing that, but most people get distracted with the new next biggest, shiniest thing.
Well, it's natural. It's human nature.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody.
Especially for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, for real.
Idea of the day, right?
Yeah, ideal of the day.
Jeez.
It's just ideal of the day and no one to implement it. So you need some help. Need some help with implementation, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teach people how to do that stuff. And you're ready for it.
I'm super ready for it. I know we're running out of time here. They're going to kick us out of the studio here. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention? Getting ready for the master class or auto for mastery, or what's going on with Joe Torbati in general, OC detailing?
I'm just really looking forward to this because, again, like I said, I really want to help some people because I've got it very personal to me now because I've got a couple of my friends that were hitting me up today that are having a hard time. So I'm going to jump on helping them before I can help you guys. So we'll have some practice of it, of sales and marketing tactics that help in the immediate, but also long-term, long game plan to stop this from happening to you again.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, how do you do again? We're done.
They're done.